iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, imagine a land, it's a faraway place, the caravan camels roam, where you wander among every culture and tongue. It's chaotic, but hey, it's home. When the wind from the east and the sun's from the west and the sand in the glass is right, come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet and fly to another Arabian night. Arabian nights like Arabian days, more often than not, hotter than hot in a lot of good ways. Arabian nights neath Arabian moons are full of his guard, could fall and fall hard out there on the dunes. One jump ahead of the bread line, one swing ahead of the sword. I steal only what I can afford, and that's everything. One joke ahead of the lawman, that's all, and that's no joke. These guys don't appreciate I'm broke. Riff-raff, street rat, I don't buy that. If only they'd look closer, would they see a poor boy? No siree. They find out there's so much more to me. Proud of your boy, I'll make you proud of your boy. Believe me, bad as I've been, my you're in for a pleasant surprise. I've wasted time, I've wasted me. So say I'm slow for my age, a late bloomer, okay. I agree that I've been one rotten kid, some sun, some pride, and some joy. But I'll get over these lousing up, messing up, screwing up times. You'll see my now comes the better part. Someone's gonna make good cross his stupid heart. Make good and finally make you proud of your boy. Serious talk of love, but it's an act merely meant to throw me. How can someone love me when in fact they don't know me? They want my royal treasure. When all is said and done, it's time for a desperate measure. So I wonder, why shouldn't I fly so far from here? I know the girl I might become here, sad and confined and always locked behind these palace walls. Oh my! No, no! Well, Alabama had them 40 thieves. She had Rosati had 1,000 tales. And Mister, you in luck, cause up your sleeve you got a brand of magic never fails. You got some power in your corner now, heavy ammunition in your game. You got some punch possessed, yeah, who and how, see, all you gotta do is rub that lamp. And I'll say, Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be? Let me take you on to Chinatown. You ain't never had a friend like me. Nah, nah, nah. Life is your restaurant, and I'm your maitre d'. Come on, whisper what it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me. Prince Ali, fabulous he, Ali Baba. Genuflex, show some respect down on one knee. Now try your best to stay calm. Brush up your Sunday salam. Then come and meet a spectacular coterie. Prince Ali, amorous he, Ali Baba. Heard your princess was a sight lovely to see. And that good people is why he got dolled up and dropped by with 60 elephants, llamas galore, with his bears and lions, a brass band and more, with his 40 fakers, his cooks and makers, his birds that warble on key. Make way for Prince Ali. and writing saber flashing. Your banners high, your molars gnashing. You feel so dashing on a high adventure. Give some guy a thrashing, 'cause I adventures in the air. You save me, and I'll save you. I won't bail a 23 skidoo. Say, ain't it great to know that somebody's got your back? I owe you, and you owe me. Means we're ollie ollie oxen free. Say, ain't it great to know that somebody's got your back? Oh, I always knew that I could trust you, kid. Oh, it's quid pro quo, and then it's pro quo quid. I knew you'd see, fair is fair. Cross my heart and double pinky swear. Say, ain't it great to know that somebody's got your back? Say, ain't it great to know somebody's got your back? I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go. I say we're only dreaming, a whole new world, with new horizons to pursue. I'll chase them anywhere, there's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world, that's where we'll be. A thrilling chase, a wondrous place for you and me.
Wow. How many of you were crying? Yeah. I'm not crying, you're crying. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to iHeartRadio's Disney on Broadway's 30th. Can you believe they are here 30 years on Broadway? It's just absolutely insane. I mean, most of you has probably seen every single one of the shows we're going to talk about today. I'm Danielle Monaro.
And I'm Maitha Gandhi, and we are the co-hosts of the Elvis Duran Morning Show here on C100 in New York City and across the country, and we are so excited about this. It's going to be amazing. If you cried once, I think you're probably going to cry again a few times.
Definitely. This year, again, marks the 30th anniversary of Disney on Broadway, and no artist has been more associated with Disney on Broadway than Alan Menken. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
He has written 4 of the 9 Disney Broadway musicals.
That's huge. It was his smash, Beauty and the Beast, that launched Disney Theatrical back in 1994. And Hercules will be Disney's next stage musical in London next summer. That's right.
I mean, I don't think he really needs an introduction, but we are so thrilled to have him here. He is an EGOT winner, of course, and it is Mr. Alan Menken.
I think more accurately, it is, I need my fingers for this, an EGOT winner because you won 8 Oscars.
Well, yeah.
I mean, no big deal, but I heard you won another award also.
Yes, I'm a REGOT winner because I won a Razzie Award for Worst Song of the Year You guys saw the Newsies movie?
I love that movie.
Okay, remember high times, hard times, tough times, Anne Margaret on the swing.
Yeah.
Well, I was backstage at the Oscars for Mermaid. No, I forget my children's names. For Beauty. And one of the press people from the back said, "How does it feel about winning the Razzie for Worst Song of the Year?" I go, "What?" That was from Newsies. Yeah. So, but I very proudly have my little Razzie Award in my awards cabinet. It arrived and actually started to fall apart as soon as it arrived, but other than that, it's fine.
I think a lot of people are proud to have a Razzie Award. Come on. Yeah, a little bit of everything.
It's a perverse honor, but it's kind of an honor.
It is. And of course, if you're wondering who this lovely lady is sitting next to me, joining Alan, she is the OG Disney heroine, Susan Egan.
Yeah.
Guys, before Jasmine, right? Before Nala, Elsa, there was Belle in Beauty and the Beast. And it garnered Egan a Tony nomination among the show's 9 nominations when the show opened at the Palace Theater back in 1994.
Susan also reunited with Mr. Menken to voice Meg in the 1997 film Hercules. In this iHeart Broadway celebration of Disney on Broadway, we are going to explore the incredible impact that Disney has had on the Broadway scene, and we are going to get to enjoy so many of the beautiful songs that Disney shows have brought to Broadway and stages around the world. So brace yourselves, it's going to be great.
Alan, Susan, we are so excited to have you here at our iHeart Broadway headquarters.
Thank you so much. It's amazing.
Thank you guys
to
for
be
joining
here.
us.
Thanks, Gandhi.
All right, let's talk about Aladdin. That was wonderful.
Yeah, should I continue working on it, you think?
Sure, a couple tweaks.
Okay,
This
yeah.
is the perfect time.
It's almost
No.
perfect.
I think
Absolutely
it
not.
has potential.
Well, you opened our special with that medley from Aladdin on Broadway, which celebrates its 10th anniversary this year. Pretty big deal. Yep. It recently made history by becoming the 15th longest running show in Broadway history, with Beauty and the Beast also on that list. So you now have 2 shows in the top 15. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And with The Lion King, Disney Theatrical boasts 3 shows on that list. Gotta feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
And Alan, we understand the success of Aladdin on stage is really sweet for you because you got to restore some of the wonderful songs.
Oh, yeah. Well, for the animated, initially it was like this buddy picture, like a, Bob Hope, Bing Crosby road picture, and the princess was there, but these guys, it was Aladdin and his 3 buddies, Babcock, Omar, and Kasim, and then there was this day called Black Friday, when wonderful executive Jeffrey Katzenberg, I mean that, he's really great, but it looked at some of the early previews and said, I think we need to make this more of a romance. And so, number 1, Buddies, Bye-Bye Buddies, and Mama, Bye-Bye Mama. But that's not, thank you. That's not unusual for the Disney project necessarily. So we lost all the songs that Aladdin had with his buddies. We lost Proud of Your Boy. And when we came to adapt it for Broadway, my number 1 priority was let's get those songs back in. And we got almost all of them back in on Broadway and around the world, which is amazing.
One of your 3 restored songs are among your best, right? Do you think that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Well,
Well-
oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to one right
Oh,
now.
you're gonna play? Oh,
Yeah.
great. That song, it was heartbreaking to lose that song. It was so precious to us, and and getting it back into the show was just absolutely amazing. Of course, that song is "Proud of Your Boy."
Yes, so I think we should give it a listen. So right now, here's Adam Jacobs from the Aladdin Broadway cast album performing "Proud of Your Boy."
So Gandhi and I actually were in Aladdin a couple of weeks ago. We made our Broadway debut in Aladdin. It was, and we had speaking roles and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Was that?
It was incredible. I got to play the fortune teller in one of the marketplace scenes.
I go, that must have been great.
It was incredible. Both of us
Did you
cried
have awesome
repeatedly.
costumes and everything.
Oh, incredible costumes. I was with the genie, and it was just the most. One of the things that we took away from that, I think, more than anything, was how much of a family that cast is. And the fact that people stay with the show for years because they don't want to leave, because they really care about each other and they love each other. And we got so choked up with how much, that was true.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion on the screen and on the stage, but also behind the screen.
I don't think people, it's such a great point you bring up. I don't think people think about the fact that when you guys are casting, you are casting like the family that we live with for years and years, if we're lucky for a show to run, and it really is a family. I mean, those relationships go deep.
One of the other things we took away, someone took a pair of earrings from the set.
What? Wait. I was given those earrings.
Yeah,
She came back
did.
in and said, tell Danielle if she wants to keep those earrings, she can. And I said, well, they're still in my ears already, so I guess I'll be keeping them.
They were coming home regardless, so it's great.
No, it was very nice of them, yeah. They weren't real, they were
Get
fake.
earrings, huh?
I didn't get earrings. Fun fact, I got the Spanx. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah, we like that, right? Took 'em-
Valuable, just as valuable. A girl's
so
got to have
valuable.
respect.
I know. All right, let's talk about Beauty and the Beast. Let's go back to the very beginning. We have some fans here. You and your partner, Howard Ashman, were instrumental, we know, in receiving the book musical through your Disney animated films. Those movies made musicals popular again, and they're a big reason so many of us fell in love with that genre. What do you see as some of the key innovations that you and Howard were able to bring to the table?
Well, first of all, the innovation were what we brought to animation, and then what animation brought to Broadway. But that opening number alone, if you look at you're setting up the spell, you're setting up the whole backstory, then you're setting up Belle going through the town and learning about her, learning about the whole town that she's in, that whole provincial life, and then Gaston and LeFou. And we wrote that number, and I remember Howard said, we can't send this out. We can't send this. People are going to laugh at us. Who asked for a 7-minute opening number? And in those days, you could just send a link. So we put it in a, FedEx package, and we wait, and the response, of course, was incredible. So I think we were bringing something to animation that hadn't been there before. And it was just a level of modern theatricality and dramaturgical know-how. And then bringing that to the stage, we did face a, bit of a backlash. People going, oh,
You think?
Disney on Broadway, and what's going to be theme park entertainment?
Wow.
And even, us who worked on it didn't know what we were working on yet until we began to see it on stage. And then, this is really wonderful. But, as an example of the backlash, we got one review. I won't mention who the reviewer was. It was the New York Times.
Yeah.
He wasn't in love with the show, and he said, it was this, and there was this, and he says, oh my God, the astonishments rarely cease. And that was on the marquee for 14 years.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
He meant it as a derogatory, and Eisner's like, grab it, put
Run
it on
with
the
it.
poster.
But it just became one of those shows that was so infectious. Be Our Guest, the way that grabs an audience and the way it, oh God, Howard was, just amazing in celebrating what's best about theater and about drama. And it shows, it's amazing. And I'm really proud of it.
We love it.
Yeah. Now, we'll talk about Disney coming to Broadway, but long before you had the huge film successes, you were writing for theater. So one of your biggest, Little Shop of Horrors, right? Yeah. It's running again off Broadway at the West Side, and it is a huge smash again. I'm thrilled.
I mean, the impact that Beauty and the Beast also has had on so many different things, because now you have rides at Disney. We get to hear we're gonna hear some really great stuff. And we're just so, so excited about all of this. So thank you for telling us that very deep story about the history of Beauty and the Beast, because I had no idea. Did you guys know that stuff? No.
So one of the new song moments that you created for the stage was the glorious If I Can't Love Her, right? Sung by Beast at the close of Act 1, if you're not familiar, but I'm sure you're all familiar. So let's listen to Terrence Mann from the original Cast album.
No power on earth if I can't love her.
I love watching you listen.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're listening to your babies.
Well, yeah, and you got to give it up for Tim Rice. That is such a beautiful lyric. Oh,
It's a beautiful lyric, and there is something about Terry's voice that just envelops you.
yeah. That moment, we thought about writing a song for the Beast in the movie, and we just weren't able to. It wasn't going to work in that medium. But for Broadway, it's just, and I thought about that moment in South Pacific. This nearly was mine. You know that one dream in my heart, just that sort of a man, in this case a beast, but examining his heart. I'm very proud of that song.
You guys have so much to be proud of, despite the fact that people were being a little bit of haters as this was all starting out.
These were early days. They just didn't know yet.
Right, and that's what always happens when people don't know about something, right? Susan, what was it like for you to open Beauty as a leading lady of one of the biggest shows in Broadway history and in your Broadway debut?
Yeah. I got the sweetest note from Alan Menken on opening night with this necklace as a gift.
Oh, wow.
Because we made our Broadway debut together with Disney. Which is insane because, of course, Little Shop was my favorite musical of all time, so I couldn't believe I was doing a show that you had written. But youth is a good thing because ignorance is very helpful. Because I think looking back, with the maturity I have now, I'm nervous for that girl, that girl 30 years ago. But we were just busy doing the work, and I think the biggest blessing was the cast. It was Terrence Mann, it was Beth Fowler, and it was Gary Beach and Tom Bosley, who just sort of had me under their arms and taught me things and scolded me when I needed scolding and protected me from things that were difficult. Because in addition to just sort of doing a show, there was that backlash that was very interesting. I think a lot of kids today think it's a foregone conclusion that Disney would be on Broadway, and of course it is. But at the very beginning, those producers wanted Disney money, but not for Disney to produce it themselves. And they were kind of cruel. And I remember Jeffrey Katzenberg saw me. I was down one day, and I go, it's just the reviews. He's like, yeah, they're knocking you off the pedestal, but you know what that means? It means you're on a pedestal. And it changed, actually, my outlook ever since then about where reviews belong.
Yes, well, I also, when the show opened, I remember talking to Jeff. We're giving a big shout out to Jeffrey Katzenberg today, aren't we? Hi, Jeffrey. And I remember saying, oh my God, the reviews. And he said, Megan, we just set the one-day box office record for Broadway. I go, oh. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Gary Beach, who was the light of our cast, on stage as Lumiere, so aptly cast, and off stage as well, he took my hand, took me out of the dressing room, and we walked all the way around 47. There were hundreds and hundreds of people in line. He's like, Suze, don't worry about it. We can be here as long as we want.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Wow.
And you couldn't deny the reaction of the audience every single night. So, I mean, that's where the joy came.
And
right?
you were amazing as Belle.
You're sweet.
Oh, yeah.
I was lucky to have Linda Wolverton
And
to help with
and
all of the choices.
Crazy adorable as well.
You're sweet. Thank you.
I feel like you're still crazy adorable.
Aww. We're pretty good. We look good for 30.
Yeah.
So you played Belle here, you played Belle in LA.
Yes.
Do you have any favorite memories?
I mean, there's a million, but I think something, because Alan's sitting here, I'm so curious. I bet we remember different things, and I'm wondering if you remember this. So we did a year in New York, then they brought 8 of the originals to LA, and in the meantime, I had been cast as Meg, and I was recording during the day. Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. And then I was doing the show at night, and Alan was out in LA for whatever reason, and probably for Hercules, and then he came to the show that night. And I describe Alan Menken as the nicest man in show business because it really just is true. He's so supportive and loving and collaborative. But he was pissed off that night. And he came back at intermission, and he was actually mad at me, which of course just tore my heart up. And I'm like, what? He's like, Meg is showing up at your bell. I keep waiting for you to like jut your hip out and tell the beast to shave. He's like, you gotta knock it off. And I'm like, and I thought like, oh my God, I think I had been recording all day, and I bet my voice was a little snarky, and Belle should definitely not be snarky and sarcastic. I think Meg was definitely like in my Belle.
I did that?
Yeah. Or are you
Oh my
kidding
God.
me? It's like, it's part of my lore. No, you were correct.
Well, okay.
I swept her away by Act 2, but I thought, oh God, I've been so sarcastic all day long.
They are extremely different characters.
A little
In
bit.
real life, are you more like Belle or are you more like Meg?
So much Meg. Yeah.
We love
Yeah.
Meg.
You're a combo.
You're sweet. Yeah, I love reading. I'm definitely a nerd. Maybe definitely was uptight in my youth for sure. Like I think Belle's got all of that going on. But you know, I'd like to think I'm intelligent like she is. But Meg,
Oh, Meg.
she's where I live. Yeah.
That's great. All right, well, Susan,
Yeah.
2 generations have grown up on your amazing belt on that cast album. We love the way you sing. All right, you hear it?
No pressure.
One of the best new songs for Beauty on Broadway on stage was Home. Would you be open to performing that for us?
I am open to performing it. I did, please welcome Anne-Britt de Chateau here. She's gonna come and play. This is actually, Alan, this is the new version. So I did a concert in January with Michael Cosrin, great music director, and he's like, Suze, I rearranged Home, and now I think it's like what it always should have been, and so this is new.
I can't wait to hear this.
Old dog, new tricks. I may mess it up, but I'm gonna
Michael
go for it because I
Cosrin,
really love it.
What we call Cos has been my musical director on in theater and also conductor of film scores. He's a wonderful, wonderful conductor, musical director, arranger. He's my right-hand man.
Yes, I made the choice. For Papa, I will stay. But I don't deserve to lose my freedom in this way, you monster. If you think that what you've done is right, well then, you're a fool. Think again. Is this home? Is this where I should learn to be happy? Never dreamed that a home could be dark and cold. I was told every day in my childhood, even when we grow old, home should be where the heart is. Never were words so true. My heart's far, far away. Home is too. What I'd give to return to the life that I knew lately, and to think I complained of that dull provincial town. Is this home? Am I here for a day or forever? Shut away from the world until who knows when. Oh, but then, as my life has been altered once, it can change again. Build higher walls around me, change every lock and key. Nothing lasts, nothing holds all of me. My heart's far, far away, home and
One more time for Anne-Britt Duchateau, accompanied on piano. I see the tears. I see the tears.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did you like the new arrangement?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. I approve.
All right, we also want to remind everyone about the brand new North American tour of Beauty and the Beast. We'll play 80 cities over 3 years beginning next summer, and you can visit beautyandthebeastthemusical.com to see if it will be in a city near you.
You know, a lot of the times I do find myself listening to these songs and just going back to our collaboration and, you know, knowing that Howard, he never saw the completed Beauty and the Beast. He never saw the completed Aladdin.
But he's so infused in it, and
Yeah.
and just even the idea of what he was going through when he wrote this, before
Oh.
you knew it, and then after you knew it,
Oh, yeah.
and what he was facing about being, you know, made to feel not human. Or
Yes.
I really think about it in Kill the Beast. You know, we don't like what we don't understand. In fact, it scares us, and that was
Yeah.
that time.
But that's a coincidence. He would never write that, you know, part of himself into the show. But again, the backstory of what was going on while we were writing these songs is incredible.
And I think if people didn't know your relationship and how close you two were, just listening to you talk about him now, it's just, you can just see how special that relationship was.
Well, but he's special to the world. I mean,
Yeah.
Howard was Howard. And yes, you know, I mean, we were very different people when we first met. But we recognized in each other this sense of most loving what's timeless and classical, but also loving what's pop and of the moment, and definitely loving to work in very specific forms. So you go from, you know, the bubblegum rock and roll of Little Shop of Horrors to the classical of Beauty, or to the reggae or calypso of Mermaid, or yeah, it was just a love of form.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Mermaid, shall we?
Okay.
So, following Beauty, the next Menken Ashman score brought to Broadway was your first Disney film, The Little Mermaid. And you guys won your first Oscar for Under the Sea. So we're going to listen to Titus Burgess and the original cast of The Little Mermaid perform, of course, the song we all love, Under the Sea.
Yeah. Okay, that was fun. And that's a really great example of how songs can change and grow when adapted to the stage. So, is it fun to play with those songs as you move to stage?
Oh, it's completely amazing. There, you know, Under the Sea was written to have an avalanche of animation, all these images, but that's not going to happen on stage. And so, what you have is, this, you know, the choreography and the staging, which was amazing on Broadway and Little Mermaid on Broadway, and then the productions that have been ever since. And there's a new, there's a sort of a new production of The Little Mermaid that's being played with right now.
Is that an exclusive?
Nice. I think he just
Yeah.
dropped some
Hey, you heard it here.
I'll probably get in trouble for saying that, but anyway.
Well, your next Disney Broadway show was maybe the most unexpected of all. We talked about it a little bit. Newsies. That's right. So maybe the film that came out in 1992 was not as successful, but it turned out to be huge on Broadway. How do you think that happened?
Oh, wow. As we worked on it, we went, oh, this is pretty good. And the reaction of, of the audience and people just clamoring to buy tickets, we were a little shocked, but it was amazing. And then I won my Tony Award for the score that I won the Razzie for.
Right? Talk about payback.
There you go.
That's the payback right there.
All right, so we're going to listen to a song you and your lyricist Jack Feldman created for Watch What Happens, performed by Cara Lindsay.
Yeah.
Cara Lindsay sings that entire song in one breath.
Really? Damn.
What a breath.
That is a feat. She is like a demon. She's awesome.
Wow.
She ate that, my kids would say.
All right, so Susan, do you meet people like in the street that remember you as Belle and grew up with Alan's music, and they're like, oh my gosh, you are so part of my childhood?
There's like 10 square blocks right here in Manhattan where that might happen, but not in the rest of my life. I did meet a child once quite a while ago who was just listening to me talk and asked if I was Meg. And I thought, gosh, you've got an amazing ear. But yeah, no. I mean, I saw a couple shows while I'm here in Manhattan, and so a couple people might say, oh, Susan. But yeah, that's it. There's just this neighborhood. And there's like 12 people, maybe.
You have a distinctive voice.
I have a distinctive voice.
Yes, you do.
Why, thank you.
Let's hear a little of Meg's voice.
A little Megara. My friends call me Meg. At least they would if I had any friends. So they give you a name along with all those rippling pectorals.
That is so cool.
I swear, I feel like I'm like 8 years old. I'm in love.
Obsessed with like the Lauren Bacall and the Betty Davises and the Joan Crawfords. It's a whole cadence that they had in acting back in the 30s and 40s. That the script was so well written, it lent itself to it. You know how these auditions are. You walk in for animated auditions. They say thank you, and and then you record. And there's a tape, because this is in the 90s. And then they all put their heads down on their table and they don't look at you, which is really disconcerting. And I did that scene, and I said that line about Meg when she introduces herself, and all these little heads pop up, and they were the same people who had cast me in Beauty and the Beast who wouldn't let me audition for Hercules. I had to beg and scrape and scream and get that audition, and they're like, Susan, and I go, yeah, this is my heart. This is where I live. I loved doing that movie.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
I loved it.
That's such a cool
Funny.
story.
I got to be funny. I love that.
I like the behind-the-scenes stuff because we would never know this if we weren't
No.
talking to you right now. Alan, we are talking a lot about your Disney work, but it is, of course, worth pointing out that during this period, your 3 other shows won you another Best Score Tony nomination and 2 more Best Musical nominations. So what would you like to tell us about upcoming projects? I know you kind of just dropped a little bomb here, but I also know you have more.
Well, yes. I mean, I have. Opening in a few weeks is Spellbound, and Spellbound is my new animated musical. It's John Lasseter's company now. It's at Skydance, and it's a score with me and Glenn Slater, and I'm really proud of that. Obviously, Hercules is opening in the spring. And then I have other projects in the works, a Nancy Drew musical, a Animal Farm musical, a Night at the Museum musical, anyway.
Wait, Night at the Museum musical?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that another exclusive?
Say it again?
Another exclusive?
You heard it here first.
No, I've mentioned it before. It's been taking its time because it has to be a very big production. But it's good. Anyway, but right now I'm excited for everyone to, honestly, so excited for you to see and hear Spellbound. It's really special.
Wow.
You just listed off so many things. You are never not working. It's incredible. And yeah. Susan, we know that you have single-handedly created a very wildly popular theatrical venture. Would you like to tell us about Broadway Princess Party?
Yeah, so my friend Ben just was on the Disney cruise ship, and he was at the tea party with Jeremy Jordan, right? It's meant for these little girls, but these 2 grown men go to this tea party. And they're sitting there drinking their tea. They're like, oh, I know Broadway's Belle. I know Broadway's Cinderella. I know Broadway's Jasmine. And so Ben just thought on a lark, it would be fun to get all the princesses together on a Monday night at 54 Below and just sing the canon of Alan Menken music, of all the princess music. And then, of course, what they didn't expect is that millennials live for it. The thing that I think even,
Yeah, I do.
yeah, that like you never outgrew loving Ariel. You're just now 30.
All right, we're going to talk about Hercules now. I know we touched on it, but the next Disney stage musical will be based on the movie that you created, Hercules. The stage musical will open next summer at the Drury Lane Theatre in London's West End. It's directed by Casey Nicholaw, a Tony nominee for Aladdin. So, Meg's song, Won't Say I'm in Love, which is one of my favorites. It's proven to be one of your most popular.
It's an argument between Meg and the Muses, and she loses the argument.
Don't
and I
throw
love that.
bouquets at me.
Oh, yes.
It's a whole tradition of denial, but it's in a different color, though.
Yeah, for sure.
It's great because it's basically a conversation when you are a girl with your girlfriends. Like, you have a crush. No, I don't.
That's
Yes, you
exactly
do.
right.
Yeah. And we love it.
You can't lie to us. Yeah.
You cannot lie to your friends. How many of you guys would like to hear that song? Yeah, that's it. Susan, would you do us the honor of performing this?
Yes, and please welcome Leanne Antonio here.
By the way, she was backup
we feel
vocals
like-
from The Lion
so-
King on Broadway.
She's here, Lion King on Broadway, and she has fused the muse. So it's she and I, we're duetting. I can't wait. If there's a prize for rotten judgment, I guess I've already won that. No man is worth the aggravation. That's ancient history, been there, done that.
Who'd you think you're kidding? He's the earth and heaven till you try to keep it hidden. Honey, we can see right through you, girl, you can't conceal it. We know what you're thinking, who you're thinking of.
No chance and no way, I won't say it, no, no.
You swoon, you sigh, why deny it? Uh-oh.
It's too cliche, I won't say I'm in love. I thought my heart had learned its lesson. It feels so good when you start out. My head is screaming, get a grip, girl. Unless you're dying to cry your heart out.
You keep on denying who you are and how you're feeling, baby. We're not buying. Hun, I saw your head was feeling facing like a grown up. When you gonna own up that you got it bad?
No chance and no way, I won't say it, no, no.
Give up, give in, check the grin, you're in love.
This scene won't play, I won't say I'm in love.
You're doing flips, read our lips, you're in love.
I won't say
She won't say it now, shut up.
I won't say
Girl, don't be proud, it's okay, you're in love.
Oh, at least out loud, I won't say I'm in love. Leanne Antonio and Britt de Chateau.
Let's talk about the Muses for a minute, right? So maybe people may not realize that your film Muses included some of Broadway's greatest divas, including Lillias White and LaChanze, both future Tony winners. So why don't we hear A Star Is Born from the soundtrack of Hercules?
Oh, yeah.
It's LaChanze, it's Lillias, it's also Cheryl Freeman. She was Acid Queen and Tommy. Like I walked into that studio and I was so
Roz Ryan.
intimidated. Roz Ryan, oh my gosh, yeah. It really incredible Broadway talent. I'm so glad you guys come to Broadway every once in a while to cast those movies.
I don't want to be the person to have to do this, but I have to. We are unfortunately out of time. So a huge thank you to you, Alan Menken and Susan Egan. Thank you guys so much. Of course, you all need to check out the BroadwayPrincessParty.com. you can see where Susan and her friends may be performing near you.
And guys, can you believe that we had this like intimate little gathering with the two of them? It's like really cool, right? Thank you so much, Alan. Congratulations. And do you think you could do us the honor of playing us out with one of your best love hits? This one will soon be at the show in London when Hercules opens there next summer. It's a fitting way to end this celebration of 30 magical years of Disney on Broadway and the legendary Alan Menken. Go the distance.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where heroes welcome will be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I will find my way, I can go the distance, I'll be there someday. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. I will go most anywhere to feel like I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though that road may wander, it will lead me to you. And 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It may take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through. Like a shooting star, I can go the distance. I will search the world, and I will face its harms. I don't care how far. I can go the distance till I find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms. I will search the world, I will face its harms, till I find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms. Thank you. Thank you.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.